Good morning, YouTube. I forget the camera's on this side now. Big day today. My interaction with the surveyor guy is going to be good. Kemba, please. Right when I start talking, you got to start licking, dog. Thank you. So anyway, the couple of conversations I had with the surveyor guy, he gets it. He's a good dude, just a normal good dude. Understood where I was coming from and was down with a little barter, right? Johnny's gonna pay him in some meat and some silver, whatever, whatever he wants. He thought that was cool. He's worked out some barter deals before. Good old country folk. That was one of the attractions for coming up here, was knowing that there are people like that up here, but I didn't anticipate things being as hard as they were, and this neighborhood dynamic, I could have never seen this coming in a million years. There's no way. Most people still don't understand just how thick it is. I don't know how else to say it, but thick is the right word. I'm in the thick of it, right? I mean, I'm surrounded knee deep in these folks, and I don't know nothing about them. But what I do know is I'm going to have a pretty good idea what this property's worth today. When this guy comes out, he surveys property for a living in this state. So when he sees what I got, and he's seen a million other fucking people's stuff, and he's probably pretty well plugged into the real estate market, I would imagine. And so once I get his input, I'm going to call my realtor directly and say, hey man, this is shit or get off the pot time. Do you want to list this home or not? Because if not, my agent in Cali can hook me up with somebody local. I can make this listing go up today. Come up with an accurate starting price, put it up there, and see what happens. I mean, to me, it's that cut and dry. I'm not wasting any time. I got plenty of photos for different times of the year, right? What the property looks like in the summer and the spring and the winter, right? So it won't be hard to put together a nice presentation, because when I bought this place, there was a lot that was here that I didn't know was here, right? I didn't know about the second story in the barn, the second story in the shop. I didn't, there was a lot, the compressor, there's a lot of stuff that was here, infrastructure, that I had no clue. And I'm always forgetting about the steel building in the back with the dirt floor, right? I mean, there is just so much here. And for one person, it was too much. And I didn't plan on being a one-man show. And that was another reason why shit didn't work. I mean, if you're not very well received by most of the locals, then trying to get the locals' help to get the Misfit Island thing going is pissing in the wind, right? I didn't think it was going to be like that. And, whatever. It is what it is. But when I get back to Cali, I'll reach out to people I know. I'll reach out to the local social services people, right? After I got my LLC and my whole nonprofit thing started and established. It ain't about the money, but it's about credibility. It's about putting my money where my mouth is, so that I can turn the next spot into a go, right? And get things rolling right away. And then if I find me an aged out foster kid or two that needs some help, there you go. Here's your room. Here's your broom. Let's build you a little spot, your own little spot. Let's order up a log cabin, whatever. On to the next. I mean, for me, ooh, nice rip in silver. Sorry, I got the stock market on. For me, Misfit Island is all there is. There is nothing else. There is no backup plan. It's just, how do I make it work? How do I make it work? How do I make it work? When is somebody gonna listen to me? Like a little, like a little spoiled kid, right? Spoiled brat throwing a temper tantrum. When is somebody gonna listen to me? And that kind of doesn't matter anymore, because it just doesn't matter anymore who's listening, who's not listening, who's going to help and who ain't going to help. How many likes, how many little thumbs, and how many comments is everybody going to give me, and how is the channel going to grow? None of that shit matters anymore. I just need to do what I need to do, and that's what makes me happy, right? I give up on waiting for that hand to come out there and grab a hold and say, come on, dude, we got you. Because the God thing got that squared away for me, right? I was complaining about God never gave me the tap. Well, recently I got my little tap in my own little way. And ever since then, things have been pretty good, right? A little hectic, but I'm just more focused on what it is I need to do and how I need to do it and what's important in life. Friends and family, right? Places I know, people I know. Coming this far from home was a mistake. And I can admit it. It was a mistake for me to come here, right? And the fact that had I landed on this piece of property without the neighborhood stuff and I tried to grind it out, it would have been a grind the whole time. It would have wore me into the ground. When I get back to Cali, there's people I can reach out to that already are involved in charity work, right? That I can help get my name out there amongst the rich fucks that I don't like, right? And the funny thing is, a rich fuck wants to rub elbows with some street trash. They do. They think it's cool to say, oh, look, he's one of my friends, right? They do. You're like a fucking... like a piece of jewelry or some shit for some of them rich fucks. I've seen it. You know, if you got a certain look and you got a certain way about you, it's like it makes them feel like they got street cred because they're fucking standing next to you and shit. I've seen it before. It's it's hard to explain when you see someone else's behavior and you know what's going on inside of their head and you try to convey that to someone else. Anyway, but yeah, I've become very astute in human behavior, not an expert, just astute, right? I pay close attention to a lot of shit. It's the same thing for my my nut lickers that I got now. My little fucking, oh, and I know one of them so fucking hot underneath the collar right now, it's not even funny. And, you know, it's like once I understood the rules of engagement and who I was fucking with, it's made it so much fucking easier and comical, right? Like I said, when one of you troll fucks leave a comment and you hang your ass out there, you're flagging yourself as a pedophile, homie. You know, I'll say it again and again and again. Anybody that fucks with somebody trying to do good deeds on the gadget or fucks with somebody on their gadget for no good reason other than to get them upset, your mentality is the same mentality as a pedophile. And watch, I'll link it for your simple-minded ass. You fuck with someone on the gadget like me because you couldn't fuck with me in the real world. And in the real world, the only people you can fuck with that you got anything over that you can manipulate is a child. Pedophile, right? You can't play your games in person on somebody like me. It won't fly. You'll get slapped in the face the first fucking time you run your mouth. But you can play your games on children. That's why you're a pedophile. And if you aren't now, you will be, because you got them thoughts in your fucking head already, man. It's the same. That's why I said you're the same fucking creatures. Sorry, you guys. I don't mean to get all but, you know, the nut lickers, they just can't help themselves. And so I make sure when you hang your ass out to fucking point a finger and laugh at your fucking silly ass. Pedophile. And I don't care what games you play on the gadget, homie. You go right the fuck ahead. Get down with your bad self. Because nobody will stop me from doing my Misfit Island thing. The YouTube thing is not what fucking gets me wood. My dogs is what makes me happy, motherfucker. The YouTube thing has always meant to be a commercial for Misfit Island. And now that when I leave here and I know where I'm going and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, the YouTube thing is going to be nothing more than a journal, a place to keep the Misfits updated as to what's happening. But as far as getting Misfit Island off the ground and growing, I'm doing all of that on my own. YouTube hasn't helped me with any of it. And that's okay, because like I said, if I would have stuck it out here, it would have been a huge mistake, because I wouldn't have had the backup, the human backup I need. But in Cali, I got it in more ways than one. And I didn't realize how much I needed that. There's an aspect of what I'm doing that I need help with. And I ain't got it here. And I got it in Cali. And that's all there is to it. And the downside to Cali, I'll just have to live with that part of that state that's shitty. Taxes and whatnot. The shit in Cali's ridiculous. But where I'm living is kind of off the beaten path, so maybe some of the bullshit parts of Cali won't rub off on that part of the state. I don't know yet. I haven't done my homework, but it doesn't matter, because it's the humans that I'm going back for. Right? That's the piece of the puzzle that I did not see when I was coming up here, was how much I needed my people, my physical humans back in the Bay. And just got to go home. That's all there is to it. Made a mistake. This was a mistake. But it was a learning mistake. It was a life lesson. Coming up here was a life lesson. It put me behind, but I got to live in this part of the country. I got to know what it feels like to be hated on again, right? It's the same shit when I was a kid. No different, right? The people hate on what they don't know, right? They hate on shit that makes them fearful, right? These people are afraid of me, so they hate on me because they're afraid of me. Because if they weren't afraid of me, they would have been friendly. I would have got that handshake, knock on the door, and this thing next door would have never been an issue. I would have been a part of their family. They would have been a part of my Misfit Island. It would have been all about the fucking community, motherfucker, not the bullshit that it is now. That's why I am leaving. But I am very curious after today, when the property gets surveyed and the ball gets rolling and it gets listed, is the family going to buy this joint? It's worth more to the family than it is anybody. And I know this. But on the open market, this is a highly desirable piece of property right now. To be able to plug and play a farm and have buildings for your equipment, your in-laws, your critters, you know, the fenced, all this shit. All you need to do is get you a bulldozer and rake the fucking fields flat, plant whatever fucking seed and bullshit, and fucking tend your shit, right? Raise your critters, do whatever. Get your hay in the hayloft. I don't know. I'm not a farmer, right? I'm a dog lover. Once again, that's why I'm going back to Cali. I'm not going to have a fucking farm in Cali. I would love to have done this. As the prepper in me, this really stings to leave this piece of property, because it's prime real estate for cattle and pigs and corn and whatever fucking crop bullshit, and apple trees already here. Almost so much, so much potential for this piece of property, and that's valuable, right? Every apple tree raises the value of this property. I know that for sure. Just like every maple tree raises the value of this property, that 4 acres thing, those are maple trees on my property. Value to me, homie. Those trees are valuable even just in the hardwood alone. I'm not stupid. A lot of trees got taken off this fucking property. I had no intention of taking no trees down it, just the dead ones, and mill that lumber. But anyway, I'm not going to have to worry about it now. But once again, I see the value in those trees on this property, man. A lot of property up here, it's got no trees, it's got no hardwood, it's just fucking birch, junk wood, the white trees that are junk. Nobody gives a fuck about birch. And most of the land's covered in birch. Most of the hardwood's already been harvested. No apple trees, no maple trees, just junk, fucking swamp, fucking ugliness. You see what I got. Walk down to the road and look. Fucking just a whole row of fucking trees, man. So yeah. I think in the 5s is where it's going to start. And, I don't try to get ahead of myself, but from what I've seen and how close I am to the water, maybe in the 6s, like people have been saying, and we'll see. I'll know better after today, for sure. Whether I hear from my real estate agent here in town or not, I'll reach out to the one in Cali, give them all the information I got from my surveyor dude, because we'll get started, and it won't be final until he comes back, because he's got multiple jobs going on at the same time, and he's squeezing me in kind of thing. So over time, he's coming here after he does his fucking normal shit, right? So, and that's why I told him I'm going to hook you up. Right? Do not be bashful. Your time is valuable and my situation is dire, right? I want to get the fuck out of here. So I'm asking you, please, could you work late for me, right? You don't know me, you don't have to, but please, I got steaks and silver eagles, homie. What do you need? And as soon as I said that, he perked up. I was like, I got him. And he's a good dude. He's like me. That's why I'm saying, when I say I got him, I got a good one, right? Someone I can trust. So very, 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 very stoked. Very stoked. And he'll be out there with this little fucking satellite fucking deal. That's how they do it. It's called a Trimmel. Same shit we had for sheet metal. To punch a hole in the deck and hang a strap, you needed to know where the ductwork was going to hang underneath your feet, right? On the floor below, you're on top. You poke a hole through so that when they pour the concrete, the metal strap is already hanging out of the ceiling so that you can hang your sheet metal from. Well, he does the same thing with the corners of the property. A fucking satellite tells him where my fucking markers are, right? It's not a measuring tape and a laser. It's a satellite. Just like your cell phone knows right where the fuck you are. It's eerie, man. I've done it. If you go on MapQuest, or you even go on the weather app and you zoom in, and it'll show your phone in your house in a little square box on the map of your area, and right where you're sitting in that fucking box, man. It's fucking creepy how accurate that shit is. And when I did that hospital job in Frisco, there were so many people, electricians shit, sheet metal shit, plumber shit, computer shit. Everybody needs space in the ceiling. And so everybody's stacked on top of each other. So everybody's poking holes in that metal deck on all over the place. It's hard to explain if you don't know what I'm talking about. But when this dude gets here and we get to put boots on the ground and I get to physically see where the end of my property is and get to walk the whole fucking perimeter for the first time right before I sell the motherfucker, right? It's going to be interesting. It'll make for a good video. I will make sure to make a good video from it all. I don't know if it'll have to be a bunch of little ones. I don't know how to edit shit together, right? If I made a bunch of little short videos and wanted to put them all together, I wouldn't even know how to fucking start. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I'm excited because now this is proof, right? No more shit talking. Like my pedos, no more shit talking. But you want to shit talk, pedo, you go right ahead, homie. Like I said, you hang your ass out there every time, homie. Crazy. My crazy life. Orale. Mi vida loca, cabrón. All right, I'm going to get off the gadget. Just, you know, this is the early morning plug-in before the day gets started bullshit. What the fuck time is it? Yeah, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. It'll be just after 4 o'clock when this posts. My time, which most of you motherfuckers are still sound asleep. Sorry, I still got one eyeball on the stock market. The European market. Fucking crackhead. All right, much love and respect as always. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you put the thumbs, they stay. Sometimes the comments don't. Sorry, it's the games people play, right? But the thumbs stay up, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. And having said all that, love the ones that love you back. Do your best with the with the rest. Do not let the kids hear the F-bombs. And I'll see you later today with some good news. Peace.